Today on SCOREGolf TV, we travel to Silvertip Resort in Canmore, Alberta, and Eagle Ranch in Invermere, BC. Another great tip from Sean Foley, and Bruce Boudreau takes on Matthew Barnaby in the tee-off season.
This is Score Golf, the voice of Canadian golf. Score Golf is brought to you by Molson Canadian 67, official beer of the PGA of Canada, RBC Canadian Open, and Canadian Women's Open. TaylorMade Golf, the #1 driver in golf. GolfKelowna.com, 20 courses, from easygoing to ego-shattering. Now, here's your host, Bob Weeks.
Hello, Canada, and welcome to SCOREGolf TV. Well, if you are a Canadian and you are a golfer and you have not played golf out here in the Rocky Mountains, then shame on you. Put it on your bucket list. Even if you have played out here, it's time for you to come back, and we're going to show you two great places where you can do that. This is Silvertip. How about this view, folks? This is my office for today. And also Eagle Ranch. That's coming up a little bit later on in the program. We're also going to have another match play between two hockey greats. This week it's Bruce Boudreau versus Matthew Barnaby. Sean Foley will be along with a little help for your gang. So let's get things started this week on SCOREGolf TV.
Teeing up Team Canada, reviewing Canada's national golf program. Brought to you by RBC. Let us help you make your mark.
Team Canada member Eric Banks was born and raised in Truro, Nova Scotia. But when it was time for him to choose a university, he decided to take his talents south to Gainesville, Florida, and compete in the NCAA with the Gators. Coming from a small town, he felt at home once he visited the campus.
I think I'm adjusting pretty well, and I'm getting used to it. One of the reasons I picked Florida is because it's a really university town. Like, it's not like going to a school out in LA or something like that. So it's a university town, so it's not as big.
Garrett Rank also grew up in a small town. However, the Elmira, Ontario native took a different route than Banks, choosing a school close to home in the University of Waterloo. Despite being an avid athlete, participating in both hockey and golf at Waterloo, Rank's potential on the course outweighed his prospects on the ice.
Second year university, I was playing university hockey and golf as well, and hockey kind of, didn't work out, and I was never going to play professionally, and golf kind of blossomed, and kind of I dedicated myself to it and started working harder. Finally got a swing instructor, and just had a few good results and thought, hey, maybe this is something I'd like to do.
But things don't always go as smoothly off the course as on it. Both Banks and Rank have faced serious health scares that could have derailed their golfing careers and potentially taken their lives. For Banks, a heart condition was discovered in his first physical at Florida.
For my freshman year, they do like a physical. You go in this building and they kind of take your height and your weight and do all kinds of studies on you. And my last thing was to see the heart doctor, and he listened to my heart and he asked me a bunch of questions like, do you feel tired? Are you getting sick? And all this stuff. And I was like, yeah. And he goes, okay, I hear something weird, so we're gonna forward you to a specialist. And they found that there was a hole in between the two sides of my heart. So one side was 3 times bigger than it should have been, and one side was doing pretty much nothing, and all the blood was flowing to one side. And once it starts going the other way, you're pretty much done. So I had to go in last summer on June 25th, and they kind of cut me open, pried me open there, and they put a patch in, and the doctor said that I think it was the left side that was bigger. It shrunk right before her eyes, and it was probably 5 or 6 months recovery period, and I'm still recovering a little bit now, but I can swing and I'm feeling good, so.
Rank, on the other hand, got the news from his doctor 3 years ago nobody wants to hear. He was diagnosed with testicular cancer.
I had some discomfort in my lower body, and on Tuesday I went to the doctor, and he said, we should probably get it looked at and do some tests, and ultrasound on Thursday, meeting with my cancer specialist on Friday, and he informed me that I had testicular cancer, and as a young guy it was kind of tough to take, but at the same time I knew that there was a good chance of overcoming something like that, and they scheduled surgery for the next Monday morning, so it was kind of a short time frame, and I never really had a lot of time to mull or dwell over the fact that I was going through it.
Rank is fully healthy now and both physically and mentally stronger than he was before his diagnosis. He's not only beat cancer, but excelled on the golf course. Playing his way into last year's finals of the U.S. Mid-Amateur, Rank came up just short of taking home the prestigious USGA event and missed out on a spot in the 2013 Masters.
Really close final match with Nathan, and obviously would have liked to come out on the other end and gain that Masters invitation, but it was a great experience and I learned a lot from it. You know, it just makes you work a little bit harder to, you know, take the next step next year. So.
After his heart problem was discovered, Banks was not sure if he could ever play golf again. Yet in spite of lingering issues from his surgery, Banks returned to the course and to his Florida Gators squad.
I still have like wires in my chest because I had to wire it shut and they never come out. So I was really scared, like when I was first started hitting shots again, if they would like catch or if I would feel them in there, but I don't. And when I came back from my heart surgery, I came 10th in that tournament, and even though it's not my best finish, it was a really good feeling.
Both Banks and Rank are young athletes with plenty of perseverance. They're talented and strong-minded individuals, and most importantly of all, they're healthy again and playing the game they love. Coming up, we'll drive into the Rockies and check out Silvertip Resort and Eagle Ranch. Some golf courses you play will have hazards, like bunkers or ponds. Others will have distractions like planes flying overhead or cars zipping by. But when you come to Silvertip Golf Resort, the distractions are a little bit different. Let's have a closer look now at Silvertip Golf Resort. The Rocky Mountains are one of the world's greatest natural environments. The dramatic peaks and forested valleys are simply breathtaking. But when you add two incredible golf courses into the mix, such as Canmore's Silvertip Resort and Invermere's Eagle Ranch Golf Course, the Rocky Mountain experience becomes absolutely mind-blowing. Take Silvertip Resort, found on the sunny side of the Bow Valley in a mountain wilderness setting near the alpine village of Canmore. Located just outside Calgary and the entrance to Banff National Park, the course offers spectacular views of the surrounding mountain range and stands on the edge of an immense untouched wilderness reserve. Silvertip Resort's 600 acres of peaks, grasslands, and valleys are perched on the benchlands of Mount Lady Macdonald and are drenched in warmth and sunshine. Designed by Les Ferber, this par 72 course has 600 feet of elevation change. It can play anywhere between 5,100 and 7,200 yards, depending on tee placement. And at over 5,000 feet above sea level, your ball will carry an additional 10%.
Well, with 5 sets of tees, you can pretty much be any caliber of golfer. You just want to be somebody that's going to have an open mind and be willing to look up at the mountains and enjoy the scenery a little bit.
The course appears to be big and bold, but it always plays easier than it looks. Les Ferber designed it so everything feeds into the fairways.
Visually, it's a very challenging golf course, but once you get out on the golf course and realize that the slopes actually help you and favor your golf ball rolling into nice, even areas where you can hit good shots from, and the course conditions really lend itself towards good golf shots.
The 8th hole is a huge 555-yard par 5 that's a 3-shotter for all but the longest of hitters. A creek cuts through the fairway, and bunkers line the left side of the hole up to the green. While there are some birdie chances here, a par is well earned. The 433-yard par 4 13th starts with a tee shot that overlooks the Bow Valley. It appears as a natural amphitheater with the green as the stage. But sand traps will eat up any shots that fall short of the green. Aside from its natural beauty and ease of playability, Silvertip is also the home course of one of Canada's greatest golfers of all time, Stephen Ames.
Probably, besides Banff Springs, it's probably got some of the best views in golf when it comes to Silvertip. The area itself with the Three Sisters, all the mountains in the background. For scenic-wise, it is by far the best, I would say.
And what's a great golf course without a great eatery and patio like Stoney's Bar and Grill and the Rustica Steakhouse?
Well, you're in for a spectacular steak experience. Rustica Steakhouse uses Canadian prime beef, and it's the top 2% of all beef that you can get in Canada.
When the game of golf is played on a course carved out of the original Rockies terrain, something fundamental changes. There's a mystery built in, not just the practical question of where the ball will land, But how will you ever return to urban golf after a magical mountain golfing experience like the one at Silvertip Golf Course? Just west of Silvertip, across the Rockies, is a golf course far above the rest, Eagle Ranch Resort. Bill Robinson, the course designer, said of it, "There are two distinctly different environments on this course, the open fairways and 360-degree views of the valley in the upper region, and the quiet serenity of the mini canyons." That about sums up the course, as Eagle Ranch's 18 magical holes are perched along ancient bluffs overlooking the Columbia River, a stirring setting made even more dramatic by its Rocky and Purcell Mountain views. For years, it's been regarded as one of the best conditioned courses in the region and continues to turn heads to this day. Perhaps that's because it's located in the Sunbelt of the Canadian Rockies, enjoying mild temperatures and an earlier start to the season than most. The 6,600-yard course winds itself through deep ravines, hoodoos, and exposed bluffs, combining tee shots and fairways with panoramic views, stunning perspectives, and lush greens. It's a course where golf and nature coexist in sweet harmony. With every shot, balls soar against a picture-perfect backdrop of pure Rocky Mountain beauty. This is the type of course you carry a camera with your golf balls in your bag, as it's easy to be distracted by the surrounding beauty.
The first 6 holes are very nice resort style, very friendly, very playable. Then you get into a little bit more challenging holes with some ravines, a few forced carries that are visually more intimidating than they are the actual shot. But then you come up to the upper holes, which we're standing on right now, wide open, the wind blows, the ball moves around, it becomes a lot more fun, and then again you finish off with some ravines.
Eagle Ranch employs undulating greens, subtle changes in elevation, and a daunting combination of 6 water hazards and 60 sand traps. It's most definitely a course designed to be challenging yet fair, as it defends par well and gives golfers a chance to score low if they can master the layout with strategic, smart shots. The 7th is a gorgeous par 4 that begins with a drive over a small pond into a green protected by 3 bunkers. The view from the tee box is amazing, enough to give you confidence to pull out your driver and hit straight for the green.
The 7th hole on the front 9 is absolutely spectacular, just shooting right back into the Rocky Mountains. You hit a tee ball there and it just kind of soars forever.
The 16th is truly one of the most amazing designs in the entire country, as the picturesque par 3 has a deep ravine separating the green and tee box. If looks could kill, then this hole would be considered the Grim Reaper. But if you can find the green off your tee shot, then you'll walk away from Eagle Ranch knowing you mastered a true test of golfing grit. But just when you think you've had a great round, the 18th offers a wild finish with another huge ravine bisecting the fairway. It's a par 5 and can play as long as 537 yards, making it the longest hole on the course. For those of you who want to make a family trip out of your golf vacation, then both Silvertip and Eagle Ranch are great options. The courses are offering shorter holes and tee box options for kids and elders who might not be able to blast tee shots from the tips.
We're going to build a golf course inside the existing golf course, and the holes are going to range anywhere from about 100 yards back to about 260 yards. And this is our thought of getting more families involved in the game of golf, and also cutting down on the time a game of golf plays. People obviously want to get around there and get back to their families, or if not, enjoy the game with their families.
Coming up, Bruce Boudreau takes on Matthew Barnaby in our Score Golf match play.
The Tee Off Season is brought to you by Molson Canadian 67, proud sponsor of golf and the official sport of the Gaia.
Hi, I'm Matthew Barnaby. Played 14 years in the National Hockey League. Today, I'm going to do what the Detroit Red Wings did to Bruce Boudreau and knock him down.
Hi, I'm Bruce Boudreau, head coach of the Anaheim Ducks. I'm here to play Matthew Barnaby. He may have kicked my ass when I played against him, but I'm kicking his ass today.
All right, guys, here we go.
Barnaby is up first.
Just down the left-hand side. Won't be any trouble, though. He's far enough. Nice shot.
Yeah, what was your ball?
What's
Just
that?
to want to make sure you get the right one.
It'll be the one like 40 yards by you, so
okay.
I think we should be okay.
And now Boudreau.
That one's right down the left side.
I just want to hang with you.
I'm not going to lie, I'm glad you asked me which one's my ball.
Here's Barnaby's second shot.
You're pissing me off.
Just short of the green.
Good shot.
Boudreau looking to get on in 2.
Get in the rough. I mean, great shot.
Close, but not quite. And now Barnaby's third shot. Ooh, that hurts. He's hit it fat.
Not very good.
I thought it was great.
Wow, that's a pretty good putt.
Maybe I'm a little too far to the left.
Not bad.
Now a long putt for 4. Barnaby blew it past the hole. Now with this putt, Boudreau can go 1 up.
Never in doubt. There's
Never
a winner.
a doubt. Are you kidding? Woo! Up 1.
We're doing what? We're not done?
And now off to the par 3.
All right.
Well, a little interesting situation here for you, Matthew. You're down 1, and it's only a 3-hole match, so there's only 2 holes left. That kind of means you got to win, but this guy does have a little bit of a history of maybe giving up the lead.
Yeah. Although I am no Zetterberg or Datsuk,
No, that's for sure.
hopefully this will reign true again.
It's a pretty good swing.
That's a good ball.
That is looking right in the middle. Just on at the front. Nice
Man,
shot.
you do play that old man game. Right up in front of the green.
I'm an old man.
You know?
Barnaby needs a great tee shot. He doesn't get it.
Hang on, be short of that trap.
Just in front of it. Oh, he's found the trap.
That's not good.
All right, Matthew, a little sand trouble here at the beach. How is your sand play?
It's great. I'm going to Naples. I got a place in Naples, and I'll be down there next week. And I love rolling around in the sand with a little suntan lotion. But this part of the game is definitely not my best, and not setting up well.
We need you, you need to get this one close here to keep this match going.
Good out.
That's pretty good. Very nice shot.
That's way too good.
Wow.
If Boudreau sinks this putt, the match is over.
Good looking roll.
Yours is good.
That's good. Good putt.
Thank you.
And now Barnaby has to sink this putt to keep the match going.
No! Where were you in overtime? I could have used you against Detroit.
Boudreau 1 up going into our last hole as both guys hit good tee shots. Here's Barnaby's second shot.
Par 5. Downhill lie, so I can't hit this great, but I'm just going to try to punch this down in between the traps and leave myself like a wedge or a 9-iron. So I don't know if I'm going to like that. I hit it pretty well, but I think I'm in that trap.
Indeed, he's in the trap. Now Boudreau.
You know, it's actually a shot for me. I always have a cut and a slice, so it should work out pretty good if I aim towards the cameraman up there, just to the left of the first set of traps, and hopefully it'll just come around and settle nicely before the second set of traps. It's not cutting, and it's hitting the cameraman. I didn't go in the trap, but so I like it.
With a good third shot, the pressure will be on Barnaby.
Sit down, sit down.
And he nailed it.
Make it interesting.
Barnaby will need a tough up and down to have any shot here.
Matt caught that one pretty good.
Down,
Looking good.
He's going to be up by the green.
down.
I think you caught a piece.
That one's a little bit long.
That's called sculled.
Here's Boudreau's fourth.
Oh, pretty silky there.
Good shot out of there, Bruce.
Pretty silky. Good shot.
With this putt, Boudreau wins this match play.
He's got it. What a putt to win. Champion.
As much a trash talker as I am, as much as
That was awesome.
Congratulations.
Thanks. Thank you. Thank
great
you.
win. Great win.
I appreciate it. First time I've won in a while.
Yeah, you know what? I
And-
wasn't going to bring that up, but
And you know what? I'm not getting fired after the game.
Well, congratulations, guys. A good match. That one's right to the end as usual. And Coach, you pulled it out. Look at this. We have a trophy
I
for you and
know.
everything.
That's awesome. It's the first cup I've won in a while. I'm going to keep it close to my heart.
that's as close as I've ever got to one, so I'm actually pretty happy.
Well, that was a pretty good match, though. You guys played pretty well. Enjoy it.
You know what? I had a great time. Anytime we're out in the golf course, it's a lot of fun. For me, it's the only way to stay competitive in any way anymore. So, congratulations. A lot of good battles.
Thank you.
Coming up, another great tip from Justin Rose's golf coach, Sean Foley. Eagle Ranch is one of the prettiest golf courses in the Columbia Valley. In fact, it's one of the prettiest golf courses anywhere. And your golf swing will be a lot prettier after you watch this tip from Sean Foley.
Johnny Walker presents Progress Your Game. Great game. Keep walking.
There's a lot that's been written in golf that the iron swing and the driver swing are separate. The problem is that most people don't have enough time to practice one swing, let alone trying to build two. The difference comes from the optics of the setup. Obviously, driver's longer, the shaft isn't built as steep from the hosel, so what happens is people stand a little bit taller to it and their arms hang lower. That's going to give us the visual effect that the swing is flatter, but it's just based on the setup. Okay? The difference, too, that comes from it is that irons are typically hit down on while a driver's not hit down on. It's not necessarily caught on the upswing on purpose, but based on how we change the setup from a driver to an iron is going to help us optimize our launch angle while bringing the spin rate down, because we want this ball to stay in the air a long time. If it's spinning backwards too much, it's not going to go forward long enough. So the difference in the setup, if I had a 9-iron here in my setup and that was my stance, you can see right now that my shoulders are quite level and I'm very centered and on top of it. That's what helps and allows me to hit down on the ball. But by the time I move to driver, the ball positions up slightly further, the right foot drops back a little bit more, and now from here I want the butt end to pretty much point at the corner of my belt buckle. So from this position you can see now that my shoulders are on a little bit more of an incline, which is just going to help me swing up on the ball without trying. From that point, nothing's different. You still want to feel like you're swinging a 9-iron because people swing too hard at the driver, but just go ahead and make your good swing from there. If you practice that, you'll find over time that you become more consistent, hit the ball further, and hit more fairways.
Week Speaks is brought to you by Bushnell, makers of the Pro 1M and Tour Z6 rangefinders.
Whether or not you're a religious person, it's pretty hard to deny the existence of the golfing gods. The golfing gods are sometimes good, such as when you make a hole-in-one. That's a lucky shot, but it's also the work of the golfing gods. Also, how about all those gorgeous cart girls? That's the work of the golfing gods. But sometimes, well, they're kind of cruel. Like, well, let's say when your driver starts to work and all of a sudden the putter that was so hot goes dead cold. Or how about when you pull out a new ball, take one swing at it, and it goes right into the bottom of the pond. Yes, the golfing gods can be cruel too, and when you're playing a guy in a match, imagine his last shot is headed for the woods, only to see it hit a tree and come right back into the middle of the fairway. That's the golfing gods, and you know why that happens? Because you don't praise them enough. Yes, praise the golfing gods and your game will be good. Curse them and you will definitely pay the price. Thanks to everybody out here at Eagle Ranch and Silvertip. We have had a tremendous time on our visit through these two gorgeous properties. Come on out and pay them a visit. They'd love to see you. And we'd love to see you next time right here on SCOREGolf TV.
Thanks for watching Score Golf on TSN, the voice of Canadian golf. Score Golf is brought to you by Jack Link's Beef Jerky. Feed your wild side. Bob Weeks Clothing supplied by Ashworth.